My name is Colin Schindler with Remax Ignite, and this is the Beloit Buzz, a video segment where I sit down with local area business owners who make this community a great place to live, work, and play. Sit down with us and find out what products, services, and features they have to offer to make this community what it is today. Welcome to this episode of the Beloit Buzz. Today I'm sitting down with Levi Andersen, the owner and mastermind of what probably is the most unique establishment in the town, in the county. Super cool place. We're here at 5 Bar today. So, Levi, if you want to maybe share a little bit about yourself here.
It's just a bar. It's a house party. We just added a kitchen, so that's new for us. We're in the back room here, which is like an event space. Years ago, if I'm going to rewind a long time ago, I was a musician and I traveled around the country with my brother in an indie band and such, and it was a lot of fun, a lot of crazy, weird stuff. This was back, we didn't have smartphones. We traveled with a map and printed out directions of like, that's the address, that's the town. We'd start driving there the next day, get as close as we could, call the promoter, be like, where is your building downtown? We're downtown, whatever, you know. And I was in and out of a lot of bars, and some of them, you can imagine some of them were just like, the health department should close this down, you know, or it's like all just sports bars and like very masculine focused. Or like, you know, what's the right term for it? Like a man cave kind of vibe, right? And so I was like, why isn't there like I went to a Golden Girls dance party at the Majestic in Madison, and like I had pearl necklace on, fake pearl earrings, a wig. And I was like, why isn't there like a bar that's like Golden Girls vibe? Why isn't there? And I started exploring this idea for a long time, and I was just like, yeah, that would work really good. I don't see this as a gap of this kind of more eclectic, you know, thrifted weird stuff, a dog hanging out, whatever, as a bar, something more cozy. So that's kind of like where the idea started.
Yeah, absolutely. Eclectic house party is probably the best way that it can be described. And you're always doing different activities, hosting different DJs. I walk past, taking the dog for walks, and I see a sign up for yoga and bingo and trivia and all kinds of different stuff. So it's really cool to see your creativity behind some of the stuff that you're bringing. It's definitely.
It's not just mine. It's not just mine. I hired a handy guy, and he was a machinist. So he's like very blue collar. Like 1 month of making the same rivet. Oh, and now next month I get to make the other piece of it. You know, like, and he's just like, hey, like, why don't we do an advent calendar? So I hired him. He's my handy guy now. His name's James. And I was like, oh, that's a cool idea. It's like a daily event in December. He's like, yeah, let's do something crazy, whatever, like an advent calendar. You know, I was like, yeah. So we filled up a bunch of weird stuff. So we did a snowball, like marshmallow beer pong, a little tiny one. You know, we did the Saran unwrap party. So we had a bunch of presents and gifts in that Saran ball. We had like a Grinch. So one of my bartenders dressed up like the Grinch and just ran around and like caused havoc and like, move people's drinks and stuff, dressed up as the Grinch. So the ideas come from the community because it's for the community. You know, obviously I'm spearheading it, I'm trying and leading, but kind of like leading by example now has turned into snowballed in its own way into its own thing. You know, it's kind of like having a kid and like you take care of the kid, and then pretty soon the kid's its own thing, and people know the kid instead of like you. It's like, don't worry, my kid. It's like, oh, I'm that person's parent, and then that kid goes off and has its own life. And it's like, well, kind of getting into that. Out of the infancy phase of this little bar.
Yeah, just kind of run it itself, and then you can kind of start to branch off into other ventures.
Well, like the team's just taking care of the ideas. Like, so now it's like it's James' idea, and now he's implementing it. You know, I'm just like, oh, cool, that's great.
Yeah, it's so cool that you have the trust in your employees to do those things.
Got to
tell the people a little bit, because you're not just serving. You don't even have cakes or drafts.
Yes,
you're
so the focus of that house party is like there isn't a tap system. We don't have a soda gun with fake cranberry juice, for example. We have like run to Costco, get the 2 liters of cola.
Yeah, I see you bringing in groceries all the time.
Yeah. Yesterday we did $1,000 a Subaru full of Costco stuff. And it's like, yeah, that's what we're going to do for now. Like, and I think that's the right fit. Like, so when someone orders a Jack and Coke or whatever. It's like they're seeing us pour it, and then they're seeing a 2-liter bottle come out with soda, like it's a house party. Like, hey, I kind of like that. Right now, the beers, there wasn't space for a tap system, so I was like, well, it kind of doesn't matter. The necessity of the mold made the idea get refined, so that's what we're doing.
Yeah, no, it's super cool. And speaking of stuff, like stuff that you bring in for groceries, there's a lot of stuff in here. Where do you get it all? And are you curating all that? Is the team curating it? Where does it come from? And what's the inspiration behind it all?
One of my other handy guys, Joe, who's been with me the longest, has been with me about 15 months or so. He actually tattooed 5-bar on his arm. Unknowingly to me, this summer.
That's dedication.
When we were locked down doing the whole, finishing the remodel. And anyways, he brought me he asked me if there's other pieces I'm looking for. I was like, I'm looking for shower boxes, cool old clocks, old TVs, lava lamps, and I want a Elvis, what is it, the suede? When they paint on it? I can't think of the words right now. I was up past 4. I got up a little after 9 a.m., so it's one of those days again on a Saturday. So anyways, he brought in an Elvis painting. He's like, I found this. I'm like, I think you searched for it. I like it. He's just like, take it. So we put it up on the wall. And so the pieces do come from the people. I could point out some. We have an old TV someone dropped off. It was their grandma's. They grew up with it. It's from 1957. They bought it new. The grandma did. Grandma passed away. They're cleaning up the house. They're like, hey, we don't want to get rid of it. It doesn't work. It's pretty. I'll bet 5-bar would like it. They showed up with it. They're like, do you want this TV? I'm like, yes, I do. That's awesome. Can I get you a couple drinks? You know? It's like pieces are showing up. But to start it all, some of it was just stuff I had for a long time. I look on Facebook Marketplace when I'm down here bartending and just have like a little bit of downtime. I was on my way, pick up some lamps one time, and I saw lamps on the side of the road. I was like, that's really funny and serendipitous, and I grabbed a lamp. Last week, someone sent me a link to somewhere on Facebook Marketplace, a $10 couch. And it's the one that's in the front. I'll show you. It looks like Grandma's couch, $10. People are bringing this stuff in, which is really cool because it breaks. Like, you can see that lays in the gap here where someone decided to jump on this couch and break the couch. So, we need a new couch.
And that's the vibe. And what you're saying about the community bringing in materials and items and keeping you in mind, you'd think that you'd like it. It is cool, and that's one of my favorite places. Excuse me. One of my favorite things about your place here is the community-driven aspect of it. And you don't really have a niche type customer.
No.
Depending on the time that you're in here, it's young, old, trout, and it's so different. It's so unique. You'd almost expect a place like this to get pigeonholed into having one type of clientele, and it's everybody. Everybody enjoys it. It's a good vibe. It's a great time.
Yeah,
it's a really cool place, man.
It's wild. People, we at a bar, we see people on their best days or worst days a lot. We've had 2 people that just got a divorce, and they were sitting across the bar from each other. It was packed, and the guy, the ex-husband, he's just pointing stairs, like, "Hey man, you okay?" He's like, "That's my ex-wife. It's official today. We're both out partying here." And I was like, this round's on me. You guys should probably bounce and come back later. It's really weird how the space, everyone's welcome, but then sometimes people are like, "Oh, I'm not young enough to be here." We don't want fresh 21-year-olds messing this up. We like the 50-plus crowd. Oh, it's fun. And then sit out by 11 p.m. and then the younger crowd's here and whatever. It's a sliding. It's weird. It's almost like a bus stop where just the most random people come through. Business person.
It's a spectrum.
Yeah.
And depending on the time.
Spectrum.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's a really cool place.
It's fun to see. It's fun to see the friendships form and whatnot. Even on Tuesday, there was these 2 guys, and they met here. And the next week they were here. They came in hanging out. I was like, "Oh, you guys are buddies now?" Like, "Yeah, we're buddies."
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, it's cool. I mean, even some of my early days here talk about it being a house party. We've shut the bar down and up the street and grabbed some beers and continued playing games all night long and hanging out. So it's a cool, friendly place. So really appreciate what you're doing for the community here, what you're doing for yourself, what you're doing for your employees. It's awesome to see. And do you have anything else that you'd like to add or tell anybody that might be thinking about coming and dropping by?
Yeah. what would I want to say? What would we say? Just trying to make it a community hub. Feels good. Bring friends. Come celebrate stuff here. Like, I do like this is evolving into... The original pub was a public house. It was a place you would go. You're new to town. You need food. You need a drink. You need a place to stay. We just opened up the Airbnb last night, our first day. Last night.
Oh, really?
You know? So now we have lodging upstairs. We have the food. We have entertainment. We have a cool spot. We have coffee and tea. You don't even have to have alcohol. Come have like a tea. Come to the open mic or whatever. It's turning
grilled
into
cheese. Those
grilled cheese.
Amazing.
Yeah, sun-dried tomato, 3 types of jam. I really want this to be its own. I mean, it's spinning off into itself, you know, and it's kind of like on Sunday, for example, we have an open mic, and it was over, and it was great. I'm like, cool guys, I'm gonna turn off the heat back here, like expenses being what they are in the Midwest, you know, in January, and this old building that doesn't even have insulation anywhere in it. So do that. I go take care of the guys. I come back. One of the guys had put on his phone a beat, and there's 3 of them. They were just freestyling back and forth. I was like, hey guys, like that's really cool. You guys want to? Well, it's loud up there, but like, do you want to turn the heat back on? I'm like, no, we're done. I was like, I texted one of the dudes today. I was just like, dude, I was just thinking about that freestyle night. Like, what if we did like a 5 mile and we did like a little freestyle night, you know? Like, and he's just like, that's hilarious. I'm like, yeah, I think that'd be really fun. I'm like, you want to organize it? Let's do it. Like, I'll give someone a prize or whatever. So like, even like, just there's cool ideas, there's cool stuff that maybe people are scared to try or whatever, and it's kind of like, I just feel like there's a space that needs to be created for exploration, and for us, you know, it's exploring flavor.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, even vessels. This is like a thrifted little fun glass. But at the end of the day, what you're really exploring is you're exploring yourself. You're connecting over a drink. You're enjoying the duration of it, and as you enjoy that, hopefully you're enjoying yourself and your company, you know, and you're making each other better. And you're hearing a story. You're trying something new, and it's a low risk, big reward. It's a fun moment. It's kind of like, that's what I like about it.
Yeah.
Here anyway.
I mean, that's what everybody who comes here enjoys about it as well.
I hope so.
Yeah, you feel it when you walk in the door. You feel it. So
Good.
You know, if you haven't been here, you have to stop by. It's a really cool place. It's really great energy.
Thanks.
It's fun. It's fresh. It's innovative, and
Yeah.
I'm super excited for what you're doing here, man. And I can't wait to see what you continue to do with it. So
Hey.
I appreciate you, man.
Yeah,
Glad we
likewise.
got to sit down and do this.
Cool.
All right.
Thanks.
Take care, guys, and we will see you next time for another Beloit Buzz.